guys, last time we studied about adding and subtracting rational numbers. Today, we're going to study about multiplying rational numbers. So, when we say rational numbers, fractions that have signed numbers. So, multiplying this one, all we need to do is simply multiplying numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. Or sometimes we can also do cancellation. So, we will be doing that two ways. Okay? First, we just do the normal one, multiplying numerator times numerator. And that will be 5 times a negative 2, so that will be negative 10 over 4 times 10, so that will be 40. Okay? So, negative 10 over 40, this is not in simplified version first. So, all we need to do is we need to simplify it by cancelling 0 here and 0. So, the answer will be negative 1/4. Okay, so this is the answer. Now, what if we use cancellation? So, let's copy this. So, let's say 5/4 times negative 2/10. Okay, now I will be using cancellation for this one. So, let's see if we'll get the same answer. Okay, so when we cancel, we need to cancel numerator denominator. It can be numerator and it can also be denominator. It can't be like that. It should be numerator and denominator. Okay, so meaning up and down. Okay, so for this one we can cancel 5 and 10. We can divide that by 5. So 5 divided by 5 will be 1. And 10 divided by 5 will be 2. Then next, we can also cancel 4 and negative 2 because both of them can be divided by 2. So, excuse me. So, 2 divided by 2 will be negative 1 and 4 divided by 2 will be 2. So, we're done with cancellation. So, now let's move on to multiplication. So, 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, and 2 times 2 is 4. So as you can see here, the answer is negative 1/4, which is the same as this one. Okay, so if you use the long method or the shortcut, it can still give you the same answer. So, but the only thing is, this one will take you longer, and this shortcut is, of course, this is easier because you don't need to do simplifying because the answer after you do cancellation is the simplified form of the fraction. Okay, next, let's do this one. Okay, negative 6/7 times 1 and 2/3. So as you can see here, this fraction is a proper fraction and this is a mixed number. So first, we need to change the mixed numbers into an improper fraction. So how are we going to do that? So we need to make this improper by multiplying 1 times 3 times 2. So that will be 5/3 times negative 6/7. Okay, so after that, we can do cancellation. 6 and 3 here can be divided by what number? Can be divided by 3. So, cancel this and cancel that. 3 divided by 3 will be 1. 6 divided by 3 will be 2. Now, we're done. So, we need to continue multiplying. So, 2 times 5 will be 10. And 7 times 1 is 7. So, look at the answer. The answer is an improper fraction. So, we need to change this to mix. So, changing this to mix, how many 7 can fit to 10? It's 1. So, 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract it from 10. That will be 3/7. So, the final answer here will be 1 and 3/7. But look at this one. It's negative. So, this one will be negative 2 times 5. That will be negative 10. So, the final answer here will be negative 1 and 7. Let me just write this properly. Okay. So the answer here is negative 1 and 3 over 7. Okay, so that's how we do it. Next here, this fraction, both mixed numbers. So before we do multiplication, we need to change this into improper fractions. Okay, so changing again, we need to multiply 4 times 4 plus 1. So that will be negative 17 over 4 times 2 times 6 plus 3. So that will be 15 over 6. Okay, now we can do cancellation for this one. 15 and 6 can be divided by what number? By 3. So we can divide this by 3, so that will be 5, and 6 will become 3. Now that we're done cancelling, we can now proceed to multiplication, and this is also negative. Okay, don't forget to write the sign. Okay, you have to write the sign always, because we're dealing with rational numbers, so rational numbers are also signs, so it's very important. So if the sign is wrong, then everything will be wrong. Okay, now, so let's multiply 17 times 5, so that will be 5, 3, so that will be 85. It's negative times a negative, so that will be positive 85 over 4 times 3, so that will be 12. Okay, so that's positive 85 over 12. So how many 12 can fit to 85? So that will be, there are 7 12, so 7 times 85, so that will be 84. So 85 minus 84, that will be 1 over 12. So the final answer here is 7 and 1 12. Positive 7 and 1 12. Okay? Next, we do another example. This time, it's a whole number and a mixed number. For a whole number, we always know that a whole number, the denominator of a whole number is always 1. So let's just try to write 1 over 1 here. That's the denominator of a whole number. Now, let's change this mix to improper fractions. So that will become, let's rewrite it here, 9 over 1 times. So 2 times 12, 24 plus 2, so that will be 26 over 12. Since it's a negative, so let's write the negative sign here. Now, we can do cancellation. So we can cancel 9 here and 12 by what number? By 3. Okay, so we divide 9 divided by 3, so it will become 3, and 12 divided by 3 will become 4. Now, from this example, look, 26 and 4 can also be cancelled by 2. So you can still divide this by 2. So 4 divided by 2 will be 2. And 26 divided by 2 is 13. Okay, so we're done doing cancellation. Now let's move on to multiplication. So 3 times a negative 13, that will be negative 39. 1 times 2, that will become 2. So after this, we're going to change it to mixed numbers. So how many 2's can fit to this? So that will be 1, and that will be 1, 19, so 9. It's 19, so 38. 38, minus it from 39, so that will be 1 over 2, and it's negative. So the final answer here will be negative 19 and 1/2. Okay? Next, this time it's the same mix and whole number. So again, we're going to change this to improper. So that will be 2 times 4 plus 1, that will be 9 over 4 times 12 over 1. Again, we can do cancellation here by 4. So let's divide 4 and 12 by 4. So this 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now let's multiply. 9 times 3 is 27 over 1 times 1 is 1. So 27 over 1, since the denominator is 1, then this one, the final answer will be a whole number, 27. And that's the answer. And the last one, again, it's just a simple fraction, and 6. 6 is a whole number, so let's put 1 down. Then we do cancellation. Okay, 12 and 6 can be divided by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So 10 times 1 is equal to 10. 2 times 1 is 2. So 10 over 2, that is equal to 5 over 1 if you simplify that. And 5 over 1, 1 is a denominator, so 5 is a whole number. So the answer is 5. Okay, so that's how we multiply rational numbers. Okay, I hope you learned something about multiplying rational numbers. Until my next video, this is Teacher Luis, your mommy tutor.